Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. What am I going to do with this April E-Club kit? You gotta stay tuned and find out. Okay, so to start off my project, I am cutting, and I already have cut, these pieces of chipboard, and they're just really lightweight chipboard. This is a backer board from a paper pad, so it's really lightweight chipboard, and I've cut them 5 inches by 5 inches. Every one of them are 5 by 5. Let me write that. All are 5 by 5. Okay, and then I have cut little 1/2 inch. These are 1/2 inch by 5 inches. 1/2 by 5s. And I've just scored them down the middle. And they're going to be our little spines for this, because this is going to fold over on itself. We're going to make a little tag pocket folio with the April E-Kit. So get 3 pieces of chipboard, all cut 5 inches by 5 inches. Then get you 2 pieces of chipboard, just the lightweight that will fold really well, and cut them 1/2 inch by 5 inches, so 1/2 inch wide by 5 inches long, and score them in the middle. And then we are going to cover our chipboard front and back, and I'm going to do that with this cardstock that come in the kit, and this is going to be what covers each one of them, but then I'm going to cover more with this paper pad that we got in the kit. This is Dress My Craft Botanical Scripts, and I've heard quite a few of our E-Club members say that this is by far one of the prettiest paper pads that we've ever had in the E-Club kit, and I totally agree. I love all of the vintage looking papers that are in that. But for the base of each one of these, I'm going to cover them with this cardstock that come in the kit. Okay, so I cut my cardstock 5.5 by 5.5 because I'm going to have that fold over on the chipboard. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the green on the inside of my little folding book, and then I'm going to put the brown on both sides of the middle part, and then on the outside when I flip it over, so this will be like this, when I flip it over, I'm going to put pattern paper as my base on the fronts of these. So I'm going to go ahead and get these adhered, and I will show you on this one how I do this, and then the others are going to be the exact same, and I'll cut back and show you them covered. I won't show you the whole process of those because a lot of you know already how to do this, but you're just going to get it centered up. Go ahead and adhere it. And I'm using, this is art glitter glue. Go ahead and get it adhered as close to middle as you can. Okay, and then you are going to snip off these corners really close to that chipboard that you have there in the middle. And I didn't cut something right because those should be just as wide as those. Oh well, maybe I can get it bent over those corners easily. Alright, so then you're going to lovingly get this cardstock to fold up over this chipboard, right at the edge of that chipboard. And my chipboard is so flimsy, it's wanting to bend too, so you have to be careful with that. See, I didn't get enough on this side. Pooh. Oh well. It will eventually work out because that's going to go on the front of it. I don't know what I messed up on. That one looks right. Oh well. Because we're going to put this on the front of this and then I'll trim it off. Get it just as close to that chipboard as you can. This side is wanting to be very unforgiving. Alright, get glue, get it right in that corner, and then I'm talking about right in the crease there, and then when you push it down, it is going to squish out. So there's no need of putting it on the edge of this cardstock, because putting it on that crease is going to get you all the glue you need. Alright, do the others. Alright, I've got all of those down. And now I'm going to glue this onto this, and it's going to be bigger, but when I get it glued down how I want it, then I will come around and cut the edges off. But I can't cut this down anymore because of this silly side right here. For some reason I just got it way off, so I'm going to have to cover these corners. So there's another boo-boo down for me. Oh well. Alright, we'll go along here because, I mean, that one, it's not even wanting to lay down. It's so short. So, get it covered really good. So maybe this other cardstock will get it nice and covered, and it will lay down then. Alright, let's get it how I want it. Alright, so I have pressed and pressed, and we shall see what happens, but I'm going to go ahead and trim off these edges, just cutting right along that covered edge that I already have. I think this is going to work just fine for what I am wanting for this project. If you are doing this, cut your panels that you're going to cover the chipboard with just a little bit bigger, I guess, than 5.5 squared, because it did not want to work for me. And usually 1/2 inch is enough for me to get my stuff covered, but there always has to be a project that laughs in your face. This might be it. Okay, so yes, that is covered enough how I want it, because I'm going to be covering it even more with pattern paper from that stack, that paper pad. Okay, so there is my middle covered. I'm going to do the same thing to this and cover my edges for the two sides on the inside, and then I will come back and show you what pattern paper I'm going to put on the outside doors. Okay, so I have my bases covered with the cardstock that comes in the E-Club kit for April. I have those bases covered. Total pun intended. Okay, this one is covered in the brown or cocoa on both sides. These panels that's going to fold over are not. And I have this designer paper and this designer paper to cover the outsides, and that is from the kit. And these are like glossy papers. Are all of them in this glossy? Let's see. Yep, they're all glossy paper, so they have a kind of like a gesso, clear gesso finish already on them. So let's cover this one and this. Let's see, it's going to do this, and we're going to have our spines on the outside. And that's going to do that. And when I put the spines on, after I cover these sides, when I put the spines on, I'm going to put pattern paper on those spines to cover those up. But, okay, so there, and then that's going to flip that way, and then I want this one to flip on top of that one. Yep. Okay, so that's the way I need those done. So let's go ahead and cover these. There are little peelies of liquid glue everywhere. And I sit and do this constantly, trying to get it off. I can't stand that feeling. I love our liquid glue, but I can't stand when it gets on my hands or on the surface, and the little peelies of it is everywhere. Yeah. Alright, now I think I'm going to put this on with score tape, because this is glossy and this is glossy, so I don't want any problems with that liquid glue moving my piece all over the place. So I'm going to go on the edges of this with my score tape and go all the way down. Alright, I have my fronts covered. Isn't that pretty? I love that paper. I now am going to put on my spines, and I need my 1/8" score tape back. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the score tape on the spine here. Move this up some so I can be better in the middle of the frame for you. Find my end. Alright, and I'm putting 1/8" score tape on both sides of that score line. And then I'm going to take the backs off and put one more piece on each side, just to make sure that we are good and secure. There. Okay. Then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put that one side up to the score line. Go ahead and put it on. Okay, and get my bone folder and get it on there good and secure. And then make sure of the way, if you have directional paper, make sure of the way you want that on. And I'm going to put this on just like I would want it to fold out here. And then I'm going to pull this over. Okay, so you've got a piece like that. Squeaky, squeaky. All right, and then, okay, that is, I'm going to go ahead and flip it this way again. There, and then that's going to go like that. And let's go ahead and get this one done the exact same way. All right, so I've got my chipboard spines on, and they are really just to help enforce this book from folding over and over and over, because like right now it's already, you know, starting to separate, but I'm going to cover those with pattern paper pretty far over. This is just trying to help reinforce that from being folded over and over and over again. So let's pick out what paper, and I think I'm going to go with this maroon for up front so it won't clash with all of that. And then the back, I think I'll go with this butterfly. So I'm going to cut this at 5 inches tall, of course, and probably I'll give it a good covering. Let's see what that is. That is, let's do 3 inches. So 3 inches by 5 inches is what you want to cut your spine covers at. So 5 inches tall. Go ahead and cut this off. Okay, there's my height. And then I want the butterflies in it, so I'm going to turn it. I went on to 3 1/16. Is that what that is? Yep. I went to 3 1/16 just to make sure that I have enough for my spine here. So 3 1/16. Very pretty paper. Oh, I didn't cut this one at 5 inches yet. There we go. So 5 inches. I think I will do it like that and put the roses at the back. It's going to cover up that beautiful, and look at that one. I didn't even get it tall enough. Well, let's get another piece. That one is, let's go back to that one. We have 2 sheets of that. Cut it just a little bit taller than what I did for whatever reason. It was not tall enough. And turn it over. There we go. Easy enough fix. Yes. That looks better. Okay, and then there, I think what I will do is tear my edge. So that just peeks out. I like that. Let's go ahead and ink that edge. We'll ink it just a little bit more. Yep, that's almost perfect the way I trim that. Let's see. And I think I want just straight edges there, but I think I will tear this edge also and just tear it straight down, since there's nothing on there that I'm wanting to show, like that watch there. Okay, that will work, and I will use my 5/8 inch score tape to put these on. That way there will be no doubt that these spine covers will stay in place. Now, when you are cutting tape of any kind, or cutting paper that has had tape on it or glue, you want to use scissors, but you also want to use scissors that have already been in tape, because if you start using your really good scissors up against glue and tape, they're going to get that residue all over them. And I mean, unless you just want to clean them every day with rubbing alcohol to get all the residue off, just set aside one pair of scissors that are your glue cutting scissors, or your scissors that you cut paper with, but it's glue that's on the paper. Alright, and this is still short, but don't care. I'm going to go with it, get it as much in the middle as possible, and I will distress ink around all the rest, and then coax it around. Pretty. I like that. Okay, and then you want that buckle right there. See, I don't have it on this one, so it's really, really tight on this side. I should have put this on while it was folded, but you want that buckle because that gives you that room to fold it over on top of that. See? Okay, then for the closure, before I start putting anything on the back, I'm going to use this seam binding that came in the kit. and I'm going to adhere it here, and then I'll eventually put something on there that will cover it up. So I need it in the middle and there, and I'll cut my tails off in a little while too when I'm finished, but that will be your closure to keep that pretty flat. But we've got to add some stuff to the middle now. I already love how this looks. A little 5x5 trifold. It's going to be so cute. Alright, so we need to cover these spine pieces here. Quarter. So 1 1/4 inches wide by 5. Okay, and this one's already at 5. There. Alright, and let's score them so that they will kind of sit flush down in there. Let's do it here. Five-eighths. I scored it at 5/8. And I will score this one at 5/8. Okay, and so the scored piece will go down in that little niche there, and I will fold them over. Yep, I'm going to fold them over before I adhere them. I'll go ahead and I want to ink these just because they've got that white core on them. So inky, inky, inky before I adhere. And I'm going to go ahead and use this 5/8 inch and just fold over the excess that I have. Let me go ahead and get the other side down before I take that off. There we go. Fold that over. And then get this. Now this is going to be covered up mostly when you get done with your project, so it does not have to be perfection. But you want to line it up pretty well. Alright. I'm going to just stick it in the middle, and then you're going to fold it over. Cute. Right. And then same thing for the other side. Then we were given these wood stickers. So they're like on a little piece of wood veneer, and they're they kind of remind me of postage stamps that are just a little more rectangular than postage stamps. And then we got these little gears, steampunk gears, and they're not metal, they're plastic, so they're not going to put as much weight on your project as the metal ones do. And I'm going to go ahead, these are, like I said, they're wood stickers, so they've already got the adhesive on the back. I love it there, so I'm using that one right on the spine part that I'd put down. And then I like these gears like this also. So I think I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down. And I think I'm going to use my glue dots because I think that's going to work a little bit better on that plastic, and it will be instant gratification to get them down, not having to wait for liquid glue to dry before I go and do anything else. Okay, there's one. Put 2 on this one. There we go. Okay, and then about 3 on this one since it's a little larger. Kind of hide them back behind those little pieces there. There we go. Put that one on. There. That's another thing I like about glue dots, is you get a little forgiveness. Move them around like you want to. Okay, and then they're going to be like that, and then your ribbon will go over the top of them. You could even do your bow out here. Yeah, pretty. I like that. Alright, so there's my cover decorated. We'll keep those glue dots out in case I need them for something else. Alright, and then the inside, and because you've used chipboard, you're going to be stuck like this. It's not really going to fold out flat, but I like this because you can have have it set up on a table if you wanted to. So it sits up for you. And let's get some decoration going on the inside here. And I'm going to put in some pockets and use the tags that came in the kit and some of this printed bag and more of the designer papers. I'm going to cover these, add some pockets, and put those tags down in there. I think I might even like the tags sticking out just a little bit. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to make some pockets and decorate these up. And then we'll see what else we want to add to it and what the finished product looks like. So here is my finished project using the April E-Club kit, and I have plenty of papers left. Only used one of the stickers. I couldn't bring myself to cut this beautiful printed bag. I still have some little steampunk gears. I didn't even use my liquid pearls. I will use these in my junk journals. If you've watched any of my past videos, you have seen that I have used liquid pearls in my mixed media, and I love using that there. I did use the gold pen in here, and I will show you where I use that. So this is what I have left of the kit. I'll put that off to the side. And here is our little 5x5 trifold little tag book. And I covered the back with just some torn paper from the kit, from the paper pad. The only thing that I used in this that was not already in the kit was my chipboard and my adhesive. Everything else is from the kit. So you untie this seam binding, and there is your front with that chipboard piece and the steampunk pieces there, and that torn spine there and there. And then you open it up, and I can even add something here. I didn't, just because it is very bulky and I don't want to add too much, but I might add a piece of torn paper or something there. But there's that torn edge there, and you open it up, and you have 3 different pockets for 6 tags. Now the 5 tags came in the kit already cut. This is the cardstock that came in the kit, and I just held up one of the tags to the cardstock and just cut around it, and I made another tag. This is just a piece of the pattern paper that I punched with my 5/8 circle punch, and then I used my crocodile to do that hole in the middle, and I did a piece on both sides of it. So I made another tag to go in the fold out book, and I just ripped up some paper from the paper pad and adhered it on, and tore this and just put score tape around the edges. This is on all the way because there's nothing to tuck under that, but this is just on the 3 sides, so you can have a pocket there. So there's that middle pocket. This pocket is a piece of the cardstock, and this is where I used, everybody got a different pen. The kit that I picked up to bring home to demonstrate for y'all just so happened to have a gold zebra brush pen in it, and so I did the gold around the edges of that, just moving my pen around and doing the edges of that just like you would do distress ink. So that's where I used the gold brush pen, and I just cut out some pieces from the papers and inked around the edges and decorated up that pocket. And then these tags just have torn and fussy cut pieces from the paper pad on them, nothing on the back, so that there's plenty of room for journaling. And then this pocket is a tuck, so I didn't go all the way across. I just tore it and just adhered on the 2 sides, so kind of like a secretarial pocket. And then here are the tags and blank on the back side to go in this tuck here. So there's plenty of room for even more tags if I wanted to add them to it. But I love how this little tag book came out. My advice, if you want to make this tag book, is to use the thinnest chipboard that you have available, because as you can see, mine is very firm here, and that's why it's sticking up. And your little chipboard spines that you make, like that we used, you will need to make them a little bit wider and make the panels, the 5x5 panels, scoot out just a little bit, and that way it won't be as firm too for you, because mine is pretty firm, but my little chipboard spines were only 1/2 inch wide. So if I would have made them 1.5 inches wide, and then I could have spread out these 5x5 panels a little bit, and that would have got me some more movement in there, so it wouldn't be so firm and it could fold over very easily. Right now I really have to press it down to hold it down, but I'm thinking this could be a tabletop kind of thing. It's very cute like that, but I really do like how it turned out, even with my little mistakes. So the dog is saying that he needs to go out, I think, so I guess I better go and let him out. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and excuse little Peanut, the Yorkie, in the background. He is so spoiled, he even has his own Instagram. I'm not kidding about that. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and leave me a thumbs up, an inky thumbs up, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Bye guys. God bless.